Hey y'all, it's your girl Pound Cake, and today I'm going to go ahead and give you a wrap up of my Bali trip along with some entry and exit requirements and things of that sort. So if you want to find out a little bit more about that, go ahead and keep on watching. Alright y'all, so as you know from the title, this is going to be my Bali wrap up, and I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of insight on my Bali trip, what it took for me to get there, how it went, my experience, and things of that nature. So I did want to go ahead and share. So Indonesia, which is where Bali is located, you are required to have a visa to enter the country. Now you can do an e-visa online and pay for that ahead of time. If that's your thing and you're into that, then you can do that, or you can do the visa on arrival. Now, when I went to Egypt, because that country also requires you to have a visa, I did the e-visa because, as you all know, I'm the type of person that I like to make sure my ducks are in a row before I get to where I'm going. I don't like to be scrambling. I love to be well prepared, and that's all good and gravy. But the thing is, if you're into like things in your passport, stamps, just wanted to decorate your passport, I recommend doing the visa on arrival. As I mentioned, when I was in Egypt, I did the e-visa, and you kind of just print it out, and then that will suffice. If you do the visa on arrival, they put that in your passport. It's cute. And again, if you're into like decorating your passport, I recommend doing the visa on arrival. I paid, was it 500,000 rupiah? It was like maybe 40 bucks, $45 for the visa on arrival. And I arrived on a Sunday into Bali, and it was very, 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 very easy. Now, sticking to the before you arrive, so you can do the e-visa if you choose, again, or you can do visa on arrival. Now, before 2022, you used to have to get an international driver's permit if you're going to rent a motorbike or a car in Bali, but as of the end of 2022, that is no longer a requirement. I always purchase it because if I want to rent a motorbike, I want to have the proper documentation, but your state issued ID within the US or wherever, honestly, will suffice for renting any mode of transportation. Now also, I have purchased Off, which is a bug repellent, because mosquitoes are prevalent in Bali. However, that did nothing for me. Off is literally like candy to those mosquitoes in Bali, and I got attacked. Like, as you can see, the bites that I had initially are now turning into like dark marks. Even the ones I had on my arm, they're all over my stomach, my thighs, and yeah, they're turning into some other things. I hate it for me, but definitely buy your bug repellent from there. There's also, I watched a video, of course, thereafter of a repellent that I'll link in the description box below that you can get on Amazon. That's supposed to be a really good bug repellent that you can get from Amazon, but I recommend just getting it from there. I got one that was like a lemongrass scent, and to be honest, I can't tell you if it worked or not because I had gotten attacked so much prior to me using it that I don't even know if it was effective or not. I'm sure it is, but I have over 40 mosquito bites prior to me using the spray from there. So do with that information what you will, but I definitely recommend their repellent from there, or the one I'll just, like I said, put it in the description box below. As for that, that's all I can think of as far as before you enter. Now, things are kind of laxed now, so you don't have to have like any vaccinations, no negative test before arrival like before. Even in Singapore is a hub, and they no longer require any type of vaccination or negative test. Before they were very strict, but now they don't really give a fuck for real. So you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, they do require 2 pages in your passport, so make sure you have 2 blank pages. Why you need two, I don't know. They only took up one page. They put the visa in there. It's so cute. But they didn't stamp it until I exited. So do with that information what you will. Now, I do believe maybe if you do the e-visa, they may have to stamp it when you enter. But I know the one that you purchased there, they put it in your passport. Now, from LA to Bali was like maybe 22 hours in the air to get there. As you all know, my experience with the motherfucking Scoot Airlines, don't piss me off. Yeah, so it's from LA to Singapore is like 17 and a half hours, 17 hours, 40 minutes. And then it's like 4 hours from, 4 and some change from Singapore to Bali. Now, I landed in Denpasar. There's 2 airports in Bali. There's one in Jakarta and then there's one in Denpasar. Now, I stayed in Ubud, which is more of like a terrace type of environment, very slow. I wouldn't say slow, too slow because the traffic is insane, but it isn't as busy if you're going like to Canggu or Seminyak. Those are a little more populated and more touristy, even though Ubud is pretty touristy as well. It's not as touristy as those other 2 locations that I mentioned. But I did Denpasar. It's very, very spicy as soon as you get off that mother freaking plane. Like my eyeballs were sweating. I was like, oh damn. Because mind you, as you know, I live in LA. Currently I'm in Chicago. But I live in LA and it's freezing right now in LA. And literally I had on like cold clothes. Well, of course I step out of the airport and I'm fucking drenched because it's so freaking humid. I think the humidity, I mean, I'm not sure for sure. I'm not, you know, too sure, but it had to be at like 100% humidity because it was ridiculous. Like, why is it that spicy outside? Like, why? You know what I mean? But anyway, you do have to do your declaration, right? And again, I like to be prepared, have my things done, so I try to make any process as seamless as I can, you know? But I looked online and they do try to get you to pay for your declaration. It was like $35 US. And I'm just like, I don't know, something don't sit right about that. So I went on a couple of sites and they look official, but the declaration is free. So please do not pay for any declarations online when you go into Bali. Literally when you get to the airport, you do your declaration and it's digital. You do it on the computer. It takes 3 minutes. You print out like a little QR code that you would give to customs and you are, or no, is it after customs or before? I don't remember, honestly. I want to say it was after, I believe. It's after customs. So yeah, you do your scan your QR code and then on the way out, you show a representative, they scan it, and then you go about your business. Now, there's people at the airport and they'll try to hustle you. They're like, oh, you know, I'll help you with the process. I'll grab your bag. I'll take you to customs, give me $10 type of thing. And I mean, if you're in a given spirit and that's what you want to do, then definitely by all means go for it. But when I just get to some place, like I'll be a little overwhelmed initially. Like, let me get here first. Like, let me get situated. I'm already tugging this stuff around. Like, let me get situated. You know what I mean? Like, allow me some time to step on the soil. Like, let me take a deep breath. You know what I mean? And they be on it. And like I said, I arrived on a Sunday, so customs was not bad. I probably waited in line like 20 minutes max, and I was out of there. I met an older lady when I was out in Bali, and she said she got there on a Tuesday. It took her 4 hours, so do with that information what you will. Now, once I got out of the airport, well, while I was in the airport, you know, I like to go ahead and convert my money at the airport. And yes, they take money out. It always says no commission, but honestly, they take money out. So for every dollar, I got like maybe 14,700 Indian rupiah, or excuse me, Indonesian rupiah. And when I got outside, I was saying you can get like 15,000 to 200 or something like that if you go outside. But honestly, I don't really want to be fooling with nobody for real. Like, just let me get my money at this airport. You know, it's what, 50 cents, if that. Like, I'm not really tripping, you know what I mean? Like, but it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, you can definitely go to one of those like money places and do it there, or you can do it at the airport, which is where I do it because it's convenient and I don't be feeling like going through all that. Now, a lot of like the drivers and stuff, they get kickback for like taking you like different places, like, oh, go eat here or get your money here or do this or do that, because of course, that's how they get, you know, their little side money, and I understand it, but all my stuff is done. Like literally all my stuff is done. When I leave that airport, take me to my hotel, my villa, my resort, wherever I'm going, like take me there. Because everything I need already, I've gotten. So just take me where I need you to take me. Unless I need some food, take me to get some food first. And then we'll go from there. And that's typically, you know, how I do things when I get to any place I'm going. Now, yeah, so I got a taxi from the airport, which I overpaid for. I paid $50 US to take a taxi from where I am to the villa I was staying in. And the villa I was staying in was literally like an hour and 45 minutes from the airport. Like, it was a distance. Now, I could have went on TripAdvisor, of course, and, you know, booked my ride, but I was like, whatever, I'm need to get where I'm going, drop this stuff off, take a shower, you know what I'm saying, just kind of relax. So I paid 50 bucks, but it was a nice little Toyota something. I thought it was a Highlander, but it's some other kind of car they call it out there, but it looks like a Highlander. And he took me to get food. I went to a warung and got like some rice, cabbage, and some like meat. And it was actually pretty good. And I paid like 50,000 rupiah, like $3. I think maybe $2 or some change, I don't know, but I got that and then got to my resort. Or not my resort, but my private villa. Now the villa I stayed at was the ARTA private villa, and it was kind of isolated. Like it's maybe 2 miles from like civilization. Like you go up a terrace, and this is the reason why I didn't rent a motorbike, because of just how the roads were. Like the roads are really tiny and small. There's no like curbs. It's literally the road, and then like if you go off the road, it's a ditch. Like I'm gonna be in a rice field fighting for my life, you know what I mean? And then when you are in the city, it's just so much congestion. Like it reminds me of Cairo a little bit, like Egypt. Like it's crazy, like everyone's doing their thing, like no one's being considerate. Like they flying in these cars and on these motorbikes, and no, I didn't want no parts of that. So I ended up not doing no such thing. So I would just kind of rent a Grab. And also too, download Grab, or you can download Gojek. And those are the apps that they use in Bali for either food, if you want to order food. And it's similar to like DoorDash, Uber Eats, where you can order a motorbike, a car, or even food, even store runs, like on this app. And they take cash. You don't have to put a card on file, they'll take cash. And it was so convenient for me, especially staying where I stayed, where I couldn't walk to anywhere. I would have to either order it or order a ride to go down the hill. And y'all know I'd rather just stay where I'm at, like stay put, you know? So I use Grab a lot. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. When I would get hungry or if I needed something, I'm like, let me put my Grab app up and get to it. And like I said, it was super convenient. They took cash. I mean, it was a hot second to set up. And again, I recommend downloading Grab or Gojek. I can't really speak for Gojek because I never use it. I only use Grab. And Grab for me was a 10 out of 10. Not even gonna hold you, 10 out of 10. But back to my villa. Yeah, so it's called ARTA Private Villa. And it was very nice, very small. It's a 6 villa, like a 6 villa location. So it's super, super small. Like, and I was in the 6th villa. Very private, very isolated. Each of the units have their own private pool. It's really, really nice. And for the time that I was there for 10 days. And I only paid like $310 for that entire time. And that comes with breakfast as well. So you would get breakfast and the villa for 10 days. Like, it's a steal. Loved it. Place was really, really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed the time that I was there. And I would definitely recommend it. Of course, details are always in the description bar. But yeah, ARTA Private Villa, 10 out of 10. They're very nice, very accommodating. They come in there and make sure the room is clean at all times. And I loved it. Now, whenever you're out of the country, in different countries, listen, wildlife is inevitable. Like, there were the lizards in my room maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I think I see maybe 3 lizards in the room. Like small lizards that were in the room, because the villas are outside. Like, yes, the bedroom is enclosed, but like the bathroom has access to the outside, so they come in. So, I mean, if that's a deal breaker for you, then go to a hotel, but most villas or private like locations are gonna have a lizard or 3, you know, but other than that, like there's nothing, I've never seen like any rodents or any bugs, just like ants or something, but like I've never seen anything outside of a lizard, and it didn't bother me. Now, next I want to talk about excursions and just different activities if that's what you're into. Now, I like to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, honestly. So I don't do too many things that I've done maybe in other countries. For example, in every country, I try my best to enroll in a cooking class because I just feel like it's so much fun and just kind of getting enamored in the culture and just seeing what they do and how they make their dishes. The one that I went to, I would recommend. They did an amazing job. We started out at the market, as you saw, and then we ended up going to the cooking school, did like a rice field terrace tour, and then we got to cooking. We made about 6 or 7 dishes, and we were there probably 4 hours, 5 hours. They pick you up, drop you off. And honestly, I only book excursions that pick you up because I'm not meeting you nowhere. Come get me and drop me off. And to be honest, I got those through TripAdvisor. I always recommend look at TripAdvisor to get for like excursions, but maybe not all of them. Now the cooking school, amazing. The silver making class I took as well. I did like an authentic silver jewelry making class, amazing. And I think I paid no more than like 30 bucks for each of them, which I felt like was a great deal for the time that the courses are. And again, they pick you up and drop you off, okay? Now, the monkey tour or the monkey forest, I paid about $48 for that. You do not need a tour guide. Personally, I feel like you need a tour guide for that monkey forest tour. And the reason being is once you get there, they don't really, there's nothing to explain. Like, it's literally a monkey forest and you walk through there, take photos of the monkeys. Like, there's no need to explain or pay anybody for that. Literally get you a ride, rent you a motorbike or rent you a taxi. Have them drop your ass off so you can go in there, hang out for a couple hours and bounce. Because again, you don't need anyone to come in there and show you around or instruct you because they don't need to. You know what I mean? It's a waste of money. Go down there, pay a ticket, explore at your own time. And I mean, he never rushed me, but of course he did it. I paid you all that fucking money for you to do nothing. You didn't tell me about a monkey, a species, a plant, no moss. He didn't give me any information. And again, that was on me. You know what I mean? I could have honestly rented a taxi to come pick me up and drop me off at that damn monkey forest. But again, I do the work so you don't have to. But I mean, it's something to experience. I feel like it's not a must. I mean, it's not something that you have to do, to be honest. But if you're into that kind of stuff, then I say go experience it. Do it how I'm telling you to do it, where you just kind of go on your own at your own leisure and not rent a tour guide for that. But again, you do what you want to do, how you want to do it. But again, you don't need nobody to take you there except for a taxi, for real, for real. Now, what else? I did a food tour as well. The food tour I also got off of TripAdvisor and I paid like 25 bucks, I believe. I'm not sure, maybe 30. Let's say I spent $35, I don't know. And the guy who was our tour guide, he super cool, actually a really handsome guy. English was amazing. And that also put me onto that sanitizer I was telling y'all about. I'm obsessed with the bergamot and the lime. Oh shit. And yeah, I mean, it was fun. I had a good experience. I tried suckling pigs that I was obsessed with thereafter. We went to the market and, you know, ate a couple things there. And I thought he was very informative. But again, I don't feel like there's something that you have to do or have to have a tour guide with. We did kind of, the lady and myself who was also on the tour, kind of got, they tried to swindle us. They didn't know we were with the tour guide. And I was trying to buy like this apples, like lemon drink. And the lady was telling me it was 30,000 Indian rupee. And I was like, okay, cool. And so my tour guide ended up buying a water for 5,000. And I was like, oh, let me just get a water. She was like, 20,000. I said, well, he just bought that same water for 5,000. So I was like, why are you trying to play me? And mind you, I would have given it to her, but I'm just like, the nerve of you kind of play me like that, you know what I mean? So that'd be the only thing about traveling to these other countries. They see you're from America, or they see that you're a little polished, so they know you're not from wherever you are. They definitely try to take advantage of you. Like every time they're gonna try to do it. That's why I try to go places that have like their prices printed up, right? Like, let's say I'm gonna buy a taco. Let me know the taco is $2. I don't wanna be asking you how much it costs, because I know you're not gonna give me the accurate price. I know you're gonna give me a price you made up in your head, and I'm gonna pay it because I'm thinking that's it. Meanwhile, the person that's next to me is paying a quarter of what you're gonna try to charge me, and that's not okay. But aside from that, I ended up paying, I gave her $10,000 because I still gave her a $5,000 tip. But mind you, $10,000 is literally like 70 cents. Like, it's no money. So she tried it. Now, what else did I do? I think that's pretty much all that I've done, because I know that the flower pool for my birthday. So I did the flower pool. Those are outsourced. So you would either reach out and try to find someone that'll do the flower pool for you, or you can go through the hotel. I initially went through the hotel, and they put me in touch with the guy that did my pool. His name is Adi, and I paid $2.5 million for my flower pool, which equates to like 160 bucks for them to do it. Now, I feel like it was worth it because they literally come with all the flowers, all the material, and they literally cut the petals off of the flowers. Like, they sit there, cut the petals off the flowers, put the pool, like, do them individually, like, get it. It takes them about 2 hours, like 2.5 hours to get it done. And literally, they killed it. Like, killed it. Amazing job. And yeah, love that for them. Like, and the 160 I felt like was worth it. Like, it was my birthday. It's my birthday to myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's my present to myself. Like, I'm finna get my my flower pool done. Like, that's all I really wanted for real. So did that. Loved it, appreciated it. I think they executed it quite well. I just don't like the fact that pound cake didn't fit in one line, and I didn't want it to be like landscape either. So it is what it is. I like it still. It still came out really, really nice. And what's funny is that is their profile picture on Instagram is my pool. Yeah. But yeah, so I did that. And then it did rain a few days while I was there, so I kind of stayed in on those days and kind of order grab. Because I wasn't gonna be tiptoeing outside in that rain. I'm not doing it. Now, also, what am I missing? What you need to, as far as spending money, things are fairly cheap there. Like at the airport, I converted like $350, and I feel like that's more than enough money. Now my excursions I paid through, of course, TripAdvisor, and that was like on my card, so I guess I don't really count that. But I had so much money left that I just paid for, because I had like $4 something million. I have a lot of money. You know, I was a millionaire while I was out there. But I paid because my room was paid for ahead of time, but I paid for like the additional things that I got, like extra stuff that I got, and then the pool. So I paid with that with cash because I had it, you know what I mean? So that's how I kind of got rid of it. Now, like I said, I spent about $350, or not spent, but I converted 350 US dollars to go ahead and use as far as spending money while I was out there. But like I said, I didn't use it all. And then my room was paid for. But I'll give you guys like the price breakdown as well. Like the most expensive thing was my flight. My flight was like $1,400 and some change. The room was like $310, as I mentioned. And then the flower pool was a $160. And then $350 I converted. So honestly, under $2,000, you can have a good time in Bali. And mind you, I got my ticket last year in like May or April. Yeah, I got my ticket like a while ago, so that was paid for. The room I got ahead of time, that was paid for. So literally, I really just kind of brought my spending money for real, you know? So it didn't really cost much of anything. Now, I gotta think what else. As far as souvenirs, I would get them in Krishna. Krishna is like this big shopping mall on your way to the airport, but things are stupid cheap. Like, don't buy anything in the central area, like downtown. Don't do none of that. Like, don't do it. Go to Krishna, K-R-S-N-A. I'm telling you, they got the souvenirs on deck. It's like 4 levels of different things that you can buy if you into souvenirs and bring people things back. I got magnets, bracelets, keychains, t-shirts. I got a gang of stuff, and it was super inexpensive, like inexpensive. So that's where, if you're gonna do shopping in Bali, I recommend you doing that there. What else? Yeah, I mean, as of now, that's really all I can think of, because I'm just off the top of the dome, like a freestyle, you feel me? Like, it's giving a freestyle. But I recommend shopping at Krishna. Now, as far as exit requirements, there really are none. So when you get back, you go get your stamp finally on your way out, and you're good to go. Now, Bali, I had an amazing time. Like I said, I kind of was winging it. I didn't really have anything planned initially, and I kind of just wanted to do what I felt like doing when I felt like it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to force anything. So y'all know I'm gonna give me some rest. Thank you. So I did do that. I got plenty of sleep, and I love that for me. And besides, I didn't want to be in the humidity, because I had to nurse those fucking mosquito bites, along with my face breaking out, along with it being hot as hell, y'all. Like, the humidity was blowing me, and I just be forgetting about how humid it is in some places. Like, girl, what is you doing? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Bali was a great time. It isn't as like Thailand, how it was just so vibrant and lively. Not saying that Bali isn't, it's just a little different. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, think of it as this, like, it's not as full of like color as you would think it is, right? Like, it's still like a third world country, and the people are really nice, like very nice, very inviting, but it didn't give me as much like colorful culture as Thailand. And I didn't go to the beach, because every day I wanted to go, it would rain, so I never made it to the beach. So I can't confirm how the beach is. But again, I was in Ubud. So yeah, but I say that to say, Bali was nice. I'm glad I finally was able to make it. I'm glad nothing went wrong, and I was able to just make it there and have fun. Now, what else? Now, if you plan on going to Bali and that's something that you're looking for as far as, you know, something to do in the future, I recommend going. Again, I solo travel, so it's just me. But if you want to go with others, again, you guys can make it work. You can get your tickets on a payment plan if you're with the firm or whatever, you know, however you want to do it. I bought mine with my credit card, because I know I need the points, you feel me? But yeah, you can definitely make it work. Like, it doesn't have to break the bank. Like, even though my ticket was expensive, again, I bought it in like March or April of last year, so I had time to pay that thing off and not have to worry about not, you know, having money when I got to where I'm going. So yeah, but again, I recommend going to Bali if you haven't, whether you're going alone or with some people, some family, your significant other. I say do it. Go ahead and get the experience. Again, I only can speak for Ubud. I'm not sure how Canggu or Seminyak is, but I had a really good time. And yeah, so that is all of my tips I have for Bali that I can think of on this Domati. And yeah, I miss you guys. I hope all is well. And I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
See you.